Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mild Manner Movie Review with your host, Tim.
and Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about John Wick.
Are you not entertained?
Cool party.
Great Scott, I have an army. We have a Hulk. People don't forget.
Welcome to Earth. I'll be back.
You play ball like a girl!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Fucking spectacular.
All right. So, we'll start off with the...
Jump right into the interview.
So, why John Wick?
I was going to ask you.
Oh, I can answer.
Yes.
Because John Wick 3
I answered.
came out probably a week and a half ago.
Probably
Maybe
just about.
close to 2 weeks ago.
Just about.
When we post this. Yeah, so that was just easy to pick.
It's one of those timely release ones that we do.
No random.
Yeah, no randomizer this week.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for... Oh, no. Do we have next?
Yep, we do have next week's.
Yeah, oh, yes, we do.
The week after, though, we don't.
Yes, we do. I forgot about that.
Okay, now...
So, yeah, that's the simple answer.
Yeah.
We have for that.
Okay, the next question is John Wick versed someone... another character Keanu Reeves plays. Who do you have?
I was almost just going to write Neo on there because that's the only... It's really the only good one.
Yeah, but if they're not in the Matrix, then he's useless.
No. Okay. That would be a whole nother podcast of talking about the Matrix. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Neo.
Okay. Just because he's
Just
the
because...
one.
Yeah, because Speed, it's like... That's the most... I wouldn't say the most obvious one, because Neo would be, but...
I think Constantine could win. But I'm going to go
Constantine would be close, but John Wick would definitely... I think he would take care of it.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Ted. Because he can time travel and just go back to when John Wick was a baby. And kill him.
Keanu Reeves plays Ted?
Theodore Logan from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That's right. I'm sorry.
I'm
not familiar with
You need to watch both of those.
But before the new
Before
one.
the third one? Yep.
Before the new one comes out. But moving on, what is your favorite kill in the John Wick series? So we might as well just do one per movie.
Yeah. So let's do movie first, and then
John Wick
second.
1.
Okay.
Also, these are gonna be kind of spoilery, I guess, but he does kill a bunch of people in these movies, so it's kind of a given.
In the house, when all those guys first attack him
In the beginning.
Oh,
like the
second time when he takes out like 12 of them.
When they send someone to kill John Wick.
Yeah. But I think it's the very last guy, and he's got the knife to his chest, and he just keeps
pounding it in.
and then it kills him. And then I think the cop rings the doorbell like right after that.
That's...
The only cop.
Yeah.
But
we have a couple talking points from to start from that scene alone, which I'm glad we're on the same page. It seems like
your kill from the first one.
I'd almost say, for story reasons, it'll be Yosef.
Yeah,
Yosef, where he just walks up and just ends it
Pops him in the
immediately.
head.
Like, no, he lets him get off a little bit, but he's like, no, I'm done with you.
Yeah, just shoots him in the head.
Or the other one would be no, that's it.
That's it.
The other one, I'm thinking on the other one now. Not that one for sure.
My
John Wick 2, Chapter 2, I believe
is when they're in the catacombs, and he's like got that tactical shotgun, and he's killing everybody. It's the same one. And he like shoots the guy, and it does, and like he was empty, and he just pushes against his chest and reloads it and then shoots it. That was awesome. That's the best one.
That's got to be one of the coolest ones on there. Like I'm trying to remember. I haven't seen 2 in a while.
He doesn't kill. Yeah, me neither. I gotta watch that one again. Like he doesn't kill Common, but that fight's awesome.
No, yeah, that's like when they're walking on the 2 different levels. Mm-hmm. That's cool. attack shotgun would be my number one. The other one would be, doesn't he kill the guy who like tries to screw him over in the end?
I can't remember.
I think he does, so that'll be
that one.
Both of mine are boss kills.
Boss kills.
End of the level boss kill.
And then, so for the third one,
you have seen it. I have not seen it yet, but I can already guess at what one of mine's going to be. You can tell me if I might be right.
Yeah, but mine's going to be the very first kill of the movie.
Oh man,
he fights this guy that's like 7'5" or 8 foot tall. He's massive, a massive individual, and they're in a library, and they're fighting for a good 5 minutes, and he gets him like over the edge of the book, and then just hits his head and breaks his neck over it, and it's awesome.
My guess for my favorite kill is going to be any of them when he's on top of a horse and kills somebody.
Those are pretty good ones, yeah.
So without having seen it, that's going to be my preemptive answer. In the next episode, I will update everybody. See where I'm at.
Okay, let's jump right into our first segment, a Tim and Tony review of John Wick.
Hold on to your butts.
We'll be talking about an ex-hitman who comes out of retirement to track down the gangsters that killed his dog and took everything from him.
Is it you?
I think so.
Just do it that way.
Yeah, we might as well. So my top 5 and honorable mentions, which we'll start with the honorable mention. The world building that it set up, without like going like, oh, this is the lore of everything. Yeah. It's just kind of hinted at everything. So like the underground nature of everything, like the language they have. So like you want to make a dinner reservation, like that kind of thing.
Kind of reminds me of Ocean's 11.
Like where every
we need a Jim Brown, like all that. Like
not to mention the biggest Ella Fitzgerald we've ever seen. Well, she does kind of look like her. But yeah, like that kind of thing. The code, so that's more like when Winston's like, I'm not telling you a certain someone.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of look out for each other, but you're all contract for hire pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then the roles everyone plays, so like the concierge at the hotel, the cleanup guy, John Leguizamo, like just everyone who's got roles. And then another honorable mention would be the cast. Just they pretty much nailed everybody.
Yeah.
Like what they were going for not having anyone picked out beforehand, I don't think, which is pretty cool. Then my number 5 is that Vigo immediately understands what's going to happen, like the sequence of events after he calls Aurelio, I think, John.
Yeah.
He's like, I heard you hit my son. He's like, yeah, well, he killed John Wick's dog and took his car. Like, he's like, oh.
Just hangs up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no.
Okay. Like, he immediately knows what that means, the timing of it, and all that stuff. And he's just like, oh, okay. My number 4 is that he takes the bus to the chop shop instead of, like, taking what I'm assuming would be his wife's car with the windshield busted and stuff. I'm sure it still works, but I'm sure he's just not able to drive it, or the emotional arc of that story. But he's just like, he's not fucking around. So you take a bus somewhere, like, you were determined. Number 3 would be that he was so upbeat talking to Jimmy the cop after, like, they send everyone to try and kill him. He's just like, oh hey, I haven't seen you in a while.
You working again?
Yeah. Which I put like it's echoing your point, interacting with other people in the world, which we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah,
we will get there. But yeah, he's just like, oh hey, are you working? No, I'm just working some things out. Yeah,
cleaning something up.
Like, oh okay, have a good night. He's like, oh yeah, you too. But it's like just having a regular conversation. Then my number 2. Let me switch that. It's kind of like my favorite kill, like I said earlier, that he kills the son straight up. He he doesn't do any conversation like, oh, this is why I'm doing this to you.
He talk to the son. He's like, this is all for a fucking dog. And
then he just shoots him in the he shoots him in the knee so he falls over so he doesn't run away, and then he just walks up, bang, and then turns around, walks away, and he's just done. And then my number one is just the action throughout the entire movie, like the set pieces, the choreography, everything. One of the main ones was when he's shooting the guy who's rolling over his roof. Like he drives into a guy, he rolls over the roof, and he just shoots through the roof, kills the guy.
At the end when he's in the car. Yeah.
When they're in the house, just like him shooting through the walls, like knowing where the guys are. Mm-hmm. And then into club.
Into club.
Just like taking out all the guys. And
I do love that scene. That's a good one. All right.
Yeah, those are my top 5.
My top 5, starting with my honorable mentions of cast, like you said. Mm-hmm. There's not too many roles in this one. Like I feel like they've got bigger.
They had just enough.
Yeah. But like the guy was it Ian McShane's like perfect.
Yeah, he's got that look to him where it's just like he can rule the underworld. Almost.
And then the Vigo, I've seen that guy in a bunch of stuff. I don't remember his real name.
He died
in real life.
Yeah, he died like right after the movie came out.
Jeez.
Because I remember looking that up. I'm like, oh no, Michael Nyquist.
That's what it is.
Or Mikhail.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
like perfect as the villain.
He nailed it.
Then my number 5 is kind of like your like the world building, but I just put the Continental just because.
Just in general.
Yeah, just everything that goes on there is, I don't know, just I like that. I was like the cleanup, and you have a laundry. They give him, they like pay him for the chick trying to kill him and stuff like that.
Right, it's like, sorry for your disturbance. Like, here's a car.
Here's a car. Then my number 4 is the interactions with people from like his past life. So like the cop we were talking about, how he like had clearly dealt with this cop.
Right,
before.
He's clearly come for a noise complaint before.
Like the bartender knows who he is. Yeah, and like even like him dealing with Winston, like once you dip your toes in, like you're gonna get sucked in.
You're gonna come back.
And then which I forgot he was in this, but Kevin Nash as that like Russian bodyguard. That was a great scene. Why don't you take the night off? He's like, thank you. Just leave.
Right, like there's some sort of respect. Like he knows that John Wick could just absolutely kill him and not even not even bat an eyelash.
And then number 3 is the nightclub fight. That's a good one. I like I think it's after he walks out from the basement. They're like the DJ's playing in the background and he's walking through the crowd. I don't know. I just like that scene.
Where like the beats bumping and he's just like moving through people.
And then shooting random guards and stuff. That one's an awesome one. My number 2 is, I think we both have quotes from this part. But when Vigo is telling...
Yours starts it and then we left out like the middle section.
I didn't want to put the whole thing.
It's a very long quote.
But Vigo telling Yosef who John is, who the fucking nobody is. And it's awesome too because it's not just him telling the story, but you see what John's doing at the same time, where he's like breaking through his basement to get all his guns.
He clearly tried to put everything in the past, like just buried in concrete. And then,
yeah, that was awesome. And then
just taking a sledgehammer in.
Number 1 is the fight in his home, like the first time they send all the hitmen to kill him. Just because like it starts off slow compared to all the other ones, at least. Like they like throw you in, but this fight you're just like, oh, now I know what's going to happen. The rest of the movie.
He knows what he's doing.
Yep, those are my top 5.
Okay, moving to fewer problems. Why don't you go first? I'll go first.
Yeah, you could say
I will thank you for your problem, is what I will say. But where are the police, besides Jimmy, who is totally in on it and doesn't care? But where are the police in the rest of New York?
I just imagine like they just keep showing up like 10 minutes late. Like, what is going on?
Well, there's so many bodies. Especially in the nightclub when there's just random people everywhere.
they're trying to get the statements. No one's talking.
I saw this guy, and then there was 10 other guys, and then they were all dead.
They were all dead.
That would be the statement.
Like, not even in any of the movies. I don't think in the next two you don't see one cop. Jimmy might be the only cop in the entire universe.
That could be a trivia question. Who is the only cop in the John Wick franchise? Jimmy. But yeah, I mean, you can't really do a problem on like the gun usage or the action because we know it's almost 100% accurate, just from them doing it and like behind the scenes stuff, and it's actually him doing a lot of that stuff, and then the stunt people doing the rest of the stuff where it's like getting hit by a car and the ridiculous stuff.
The one where he falls from the nightclub though. You could tell exactly where they cut it. Like, I don't know. That one just looks funny to me. That's only one.
It's like a 15-foot fall directly on your back.
Yeah.
That's not a good one.
No. All right. Favorite quotes.
Favorite quotes. I will start. I'll just go down the line. So Vigo's talking with John, and this is right towards the end of the movie where he tells John where his son is hiding out, and he says, "They know you're coming." And John says, "Of course, but it won't matter." Like, he just knows he almost knows exactly what he's gonna do before he gets there. And then my second one is this is Vigo telling his son who John is. And this is towards the end of the conversation. But Yosef goes, "Father, I can make this right." He goes, "Oh, how do you plan that?" Yosef goes, "By finishing what I started." And Vigo turns to the other guy in the room. He's like, "What? Did he hear a fucking word I've said?" Told him all the stories about how he kills like
all these people,
tons of people, and like their crime family status is because John Wick killed all these people
on top of all the bodies that he killed.
Right.
Yeah,
he's like, did he hear a fucking word I said? Something about like the loose, small humor like that in this movie that I'm like, that's a nice little touch to it. And then my third quote is after John's first night of doing work, he comes back to the Continental and walks up to the concierge or whatever. He goes, "How good is your laundry?" The manager looks him up and down. He's got like bullet holes and blood stains. He goes, "I'm sorry to say that no one is that good." John's like, "No, I thought not." But yeah, he's just got bullet holes, blood stains, knife wounds.
Yeah. And then like, what is he? He's like, "Well, is the doctor in 24/7?"
24/7. He's always in.
Yeah. Send him up.
I suggest a bottle of bourbon as well.
All right, my three. First one is John yelling at Vigo when they capture him after he gets hit by the car. It's like, "People keep asking me if I'm back. I haven't really had an answer. But now, I'm thinking I'm back. So you can either hand over your son or you could die screaming alongside him." And like, he's like tied up too.
He's like tied up, sitting in a chair.
It's just awesome.
The guy's like, maybe he's going to do it, but he's tied up. How is he going to?
Then I'm going to go to the one from Winston is when he calls John after they killed Miss Perkins.
Yes.
He's like, "I know what you're thinking, Jonathan." He's like, "We live by a code, which is why I'm not the one telling you that a certain helicopter at a certain helipad is being fueled for a certain someone." And he just hangs out.
Yeah. I also like that he calls him Jonathan.
Yeah.
There's some weird respect there. That it's like, I can call you that because you come and use my facilities.
And then my last one is Vigo telling his son who John is. He's like, "That fucking nobody is John Wick. He was once an associate of ours. They call him Baba Yaga." It's like, "The boogeyman?" He goes, "Well, John wasn't exactly the boogeyman. He was the one you sent to kill the fucking boogeyman." That's just a great one. And it makes what is it, Baba Yaga? They say the one guy says it a few times in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga. When Ghost appears, yeah.
Baba Yaga. Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And then Yeah, he disappeared. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, now that we're done with our main topic, let's move on to some TNT trivia about the movie, starting with Who Am I?
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Betts.
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
I am the Clit Commander.
Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, biatch.
Okay, so starting off, my Who Am I? I am known for John Wick, Legion, Red Dawn, and G.I. Joe Retaliation. And judging by your response, we picked the same person.
Yes, we did. Adriana Palicki.
Yes, that is correct.
That's funny. Yep, we picked the exact same person. Let's see if we have the same facts, though.
She has an older brother, Eric, who is a comic book writer.
I did see that.
She was a runner-up for Homecoming Queen at Whitmer High School. Not sure where Whitmer High School is. And there's a lot of family stuff in here. And she was ranked number 79 on Maxim Magazine's Hot 100 of 2007 list.
All right, I have two. She has starred in 3 different productions featuring members of DC Comics Justice League. She played fellow Kryptonian, an ally of Clark Kent, in an episode of Super Smallville. She played like Kara, but it was a different version.
I haven't seen Smallville. You kind of recently just rewatched it, so I haven't.
She played like an evil Supergirl.
No.
She played a villain in the aborted Aquaman series. I don't know who though.
I was just saying
The one with Justin Hartley.
Yeah.
And then she played Wonder Woman in a 2011 pilot that was not picked up. And then I have she recently married her Orville co-star Scott Grimes.
Wow. That is not on the IMDb trivia yet.
No.
It hasn't made it there yet. All right. So for some random facts about the movie, John Wick has killed more than Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees combined.
In all 3?
That's including Chapter 3, yeah. Which I thought was pretty fascinating.
There's 10, over 10 Friday the 13th.
Right. Michael Myers,
at
there's
least
also
7, right?
No, there's like... No, yeah.
And with the reboots, there could be about almost 10.
There, I think, because Halloween X, right? No, you're right.
I think they went up to 5.
6. I think it's like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So,
Still a lot of movies.
So 20 movies or 3.
Over 15 movies of murdering.
I was
And
saying
you
you
beat
have
'em
more
to
specific
3.
stats for this movie later, but we won't get to that. My second fact about the movie is that director Chad Stahelski was Keanu's stunt double in The Matrix.
I did see that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of he used a lot of the same crew from The Matrix on this, because there was the Doctor was the Keymaster in The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
So like they reused a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then my third fact is at their first meeting, the first words that Yosef hears John Wick speak is 69 in relation to what year his Ford Mustang was produced. If the IMDb kill count on the movie is accurate at 77, and the first SUV in the final fight scene has the same number of people in it as the second SUV, so 4 apiece, then Yosef is the 69th person John Wick kills in the movie.
That's pretty crazy.
That's kind of like the They're Ron Swanson, like, you have 100 words. Go.
You have 100
and
words.
you've used like 9 already. Continue. So it's like he knows exactly like what he wants to do.
Yeah.
That could be just a strange coincidence, but that's a pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, mine are John Wick kills 77 people in it. The body count is 119. So
you gotta.
I don't know.
I was just saying, I'm trying to
that,
figure.
I don't know. I know like Marcus gets killed by someone else.
Like, Marcus does. Miss Perkins does. Harry does.
Yeah.
So that's 3.
Yeah, but they're short.
That's
a bunch.
80.
Yeah, so we'll have to figure that out.
The priest, but that's 81.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to figure that count out.
But yes, so that's still an interesting.
Yeah. And then in the original script, the character of John Wick was written as a man in his mid-60s. Okay, so they given the title character's fabled reputation. Ergo, the filmmakers had initially imagined an older actor. However, head of Thunder Road Pictures, I'm not even going to try to say his name, decided against this, stating, "Instead, we decided to look for someone who is not literally older, but who has had a seasoned history in the film world." So, yeah. Reeves.
Yeah. It definitely worked out for them.
Yeah.
Everyone was kind of like waiting for what he's going to do next, and then he comes out with this and just reestablishes himself as an amazing.
Any final thoughts? I'm trying to think.
Because it's not like a crazy long movie either. It pretty much gets right to. The first 5 minutes, you get exactly what's going on.
I think it's 2 hours, though, isn't it?
That was like 140 something.
Maybe it is.
Between 140 and 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely could have made it like a 2-hour movie and like included more. Probably could have included some scenes with his wife, like before.
Yeah, 140. So it's
that's
hour and a half ish with credits.
Oh yeah, true. So yeah, it literally gets right into it and wraps it all up nicely, and then it still somehow sets up two plus movies. And in an entire world without like explaining too much where you're like, oh well, now I don't need to see anymore because you told me everything. They did enough to where it keeps bringing people back.
Yeah, I haven't seen any deleted scenes or anything. I did see some behind the scenes of him training and stuff, which is pretty
I've
sweet.
seen a lot more of his training stuff
than deleted scenes or anything. And this DVD didn't have any special features.
I was just saying, I don't think he's one of those where he doesn't really doesn't include those special features or like deleted scenes and stuff. Which, it's up to them, but I would rather see all of that.
I'd rather see all of it.
If you're going to shoot an entire movie, I would like to see everything you've shot.
Okay, next up, we'll pretend like we're in charge and recast the movie.
All right, so I'm going to recast the movie. This is kind of stemming from our last week episode. But I'm going to recast the movie with characters from the Kingsman universe. So 1 and 2. For John Wick, I went with Taron Egerton. For Helen, I went with Sophie Cookson.
Killing her off again.
See, I really didn't want to. But it was either that. You know what? All the female parts, someone dies.
Yeah.
So.
But you killed her off right in the beginning.
See, in my movie, like I said, we got some time with her. We got to see the relationship beforehand. For Daisy, I went with JB. If I was doing another recasting, I originally put Frank from Men in Black.
Frank
was my original.
The pick for that one.
Yeah, exactly. And then I decided on
Kingsman.
On the Kingsman, yes. For Winston, I went with Colin Firth. So I kind of put him like the head of the underground type. It's like the mentor. For Vigo, I went with Michael Caine. So Arthur, but since he's technically a bad guy, he's going to be the bad guy. For Avi, so like his assistant, I went with Sophia Boutella. So Sam Jackson's assistant, but for Yosef, so Vigo's son, I went with Everett Holcroft, so Charlie. Okay. So his pick to be the Kingsman, and then the one that screwed him over after. For Victor, I went with Channing Tatum. Also kind of
like
his other kind of
secondhand man. I guess you'd say.
His son's like secondhand man.
Yeah, his son's second.
Channing Tatum, just because I could see he could. He was bad. He was a bad character. Yeah. Not really, but yes and no. I'm turning him bad for this.
Okay, fine. I would have went with Whiskey. What's his name?
Pedro Pascal. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't want to make the exact same movie. I didn't want to make the exact. But yes, that would have been otherwise the correct one to go with. For Aurelio, I went with Richard Brake. So that's the guy who
drugs them all.
Who tests them by the train tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Marcus, I went with Jack Davenport. So that's Lancelot in the first one. The guy that dies saving Mark Hamill. For Miss Perkins, I went with Halle Berry, which I know can get confusing come the third movie, but for right now, she dies and reincarnates and has a sister or something. We'll figure that out later.
We'll figure that out.
And then the hotel manager / Sharon, Mark Strong.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. He is the controller and keeper of everything.
Yep. Okay. I switched it. I went a little off the rails on this one.
Yeah, but I like it. It's not off the rails to be honest. Like, this is stupid. This is perfect.
So mine would be a comedy now. And I went with a Michael Schur show characters. So shows that he created, and then I think he produced The Office, so I stole some from there.
Oh, yeah.
But for John Wick, I went Andy Dwyer / Burt Macklin, because you got to. Helen, you'd have to go April Ludgate Dwyer, just because they're married. Daisy is Champion.
Or Janet Snakehole.
Yes, Janet Snakehole.
Yeah, I did.
And then Winston is Michael Scott / Michael Scarn. Vigo is Jerry, Terry, Larry, Gary Kirkich.
Just make him the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
He's the new bad guy.
And then his secondhand man now is Hitchcock and Scully. I haven't decided if we're just going to keep switching them out and they're playing the same character, or they're both named Avi and they're both his second and third hand man. So yeah, Flat Top and the Freak. And then Yosef, I went with Jake Peralta, just so that I could have Victor, his second-hand man, be Charles Boyle, to fit them in there.
I'm okay with that, yeah.
Aurelio, I went with Jason Mendoza from The Good Place.
I was just saying, there were two names on here that I'm like, I do not recognize.
Yeah. Marcus, so who's going to save Andy Dwyer, is going to be Captain Raymond Holt.
Why are you telling me this?
Miss Perkins is going to be Eleanor Shellstrop from The Good Place.
That's another one. I'm like, yeah.
And then the hotel manager is going to be Dwight. So Winston is Michael. Yeah, and Dwight working together.
It's Schrute Farms.
Yeah. He already technically has worked at a
hotel
or a bed and
breakfast.
So he knows what he's doing.
He knows what to do and where to get everything.
But that is my recasting.
All right.
In the Schur-verse.
In the Schur-verse?
Yeah.
Now it's time for us to rank our top 5 Keanu Reeves movies.
You stole my number one. I'm actually kind of glad you did, though, because I do like mine. My top 5.
Yeah.
I could live with.
And this was one where I'm like, I was thinking of our other episode of my top 5. I'm like, I don't. This one, I enjoy mine. So, without further ado, my honorable mention, Hardball.
I would have went 1 to 6 if you didn't do that.
I was about to, and then I'm like, nope. Let's check test it. So, honorable mention, Hardball. And the other one, Dracula.
I've never seen that one.
I think I've seen it once. So that's
That's what Gary Oldman, though, right?
Gary
That's
Oldman, not Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I think
movie.
that is a different one because that's the one with Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is the one with
This is the one with Gary Oldman, yes.
Okay. I'll have to see this one.
It is good. It is a good one.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love Hardball, though. It's so sad.
Yeah. My number 5, The Replacements. Number 4, Constantine. Any other given day, this could be number 1. Easily. Easily number 1. But my number 3, John Wick. Number 2, The Matrix / Neo. Like just all of them.
Yeah. Same with John Wick, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
You're just lumping them all. Yeah, that's what I did.
And then my number 1 Keanu Reeves movie is none other than Speed.
It's a great movie.
Fantastic film.
Die Hard in a bus. God,
yeah,
that's a good list.
I was say I'm okay with my list.
Yeah,
I could probably move some stuff around, but I like it where it's at.
All right, my honorable mentions.
You have a lot.
I have a lot. The Matrix. Only because
Matrix
I think
didn't even make your top 5.
Only because I think the other 2 aren't as good as the first one. If they would have ended it, it probably would have been higher.
Oh yeah, but then Keanu wouldn't be where he's at today.
I think he still would.
It'd be up in the air.
And then Constantine, just because I think I've only seen that like once.
So good.
One time and a half. I think I've seen like the first half twice.
I'm going to derail you. One of my other facts is that this is John Wick is the second movie where Keanu Reeves has to abide by the rules in a club where the club is neutral. Because in Constantine,
there's a
Jaimin Hansu.
Yeah,
he's like a middleman basically. He's like he doesn't fight for God or the devil.
Yeah,
and in his club, he's like, I'm not gonna give you anything either way, so I'm neutral here. You don't conduct business here. So kind of like the
2 movies.
There's 2 movies, yeah, like the Continental.
My other honorable mentions: Bill and Ted's both Adventures. Put them together, and The Devil's Advocate, where he's a lawyer with Al Pacino. It's a good one. It's a very weird ending, but it starts off.
What are they? Are they both devils?
He is.
I nailed it.
Not Keanu Reeves.
Pacino.
Yes.
Oh, that.
It's very obvious. It's not like they're hiding it. But
does he have a red suit?
I can't remember if he has a red suit. I'm pretty sure he has a red tie though, for sure.
The next best thing.
Yeah. My number 5 is the John Wick series.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Speed. 3, Hardball. I think it gets bonus points because it's in Chicago. So
Hardball's the one where they play the sport and they screw him over, right? Or am I thinking of? I'm thinking of rollerball.
Maybe. No, Hardball's the where he coaches Little League with G Baby.
Okay, I take Hardball off my
I take Hardball off my list
because I think
you're thinking of.
I'm thinking of the other dude who looks like Keanu Reeves in Hardball.
Isn't it? Oh no, it's it was Cicada in Flash. He was in American
didn't know
Pie.
that. Spoiler.
He was in American Pie.
Yes, that guy.
What's his name in American Pie? Blanking.
Rollerball. Really? That's who they got to play Cicada?
Yeah, they show him like right away, so it's not really a.
Oh, I apparently clicked on the old Rollerball
with
James Caan.
Yeah.
Oh man, Chris Klein.
Yeah, there we go. Oz, that was his name in American Pie.
Yes, Jonathan. Okay, let me. American Pie. Chris Osterson, maybe.
Something like that.
Yes. Okay. So yes, Hardball is off my
your list.
To keep everything fair.
To keep everything.
It is off the list.
All right. My number 2 is Point Break.
See, that would probably be higher on my list. I haven't seen it though.
Oh, I think I have it. I'll have to give it to you.
Could I just borrow your entire DVD collection?
And then I actually just bought that one.
Really?
From 7-Eleven or
one of
Walmart
the cheap
one
ones?
of them. Yeah, one of them had it, and I bought it. And then number 1, I gotta go with The Replacements. I think I've seen it about 1 million times.
No.
Coach Jimmy McGinty, Shane Falco, best made up football team
ever.
Yep.
That's the one with
Jon Favreau is the
thinking
crazy
Mark Wahlberg. What movie
linebacker. Oh, no, that's Invincible.
Okay. Then
That one's
definitely
okay.
This one. Yeah, that one's better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, for our last segment, we'll talk about a little bit of the geek news.
Clark Kent's just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I've done some...
Oh, the Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
The police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
You serious?
First up on the docket, for our Game of Thrones season finale, we got a Westworld Season 3 trailer, which was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like...
who's...
Aaron Paul.
I was going to say, Aaron Paul's coming in,
Yeah, it looked like... At first, I was like, oh, wow, they're doing a new show with Aaron Paul. Because, like, he's not in any of the other seasons. I was like, oh, and it's like a cyberpunk, like a Blade Runner type-esque.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, like because they're in the. I mean, Westworld is in the future.
Yeah,
and like they're finally leaving the park. Like at the very end, you see Dolores, and you're like, "Oh my god, it was from Westworld." Yeah, but it looks awesome, and
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that'll be good.
And then we also got a trailer for Terminator: Dark Fate.
Yes,
and some promo materials for it
with Ghost Rider as Terminator.
It did look like a straight up computer in the trailer, though. It did not look like him at all.
No.
I did not recognize him. So we'll see on that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't see the last one.
I haven't seen
Genesis.
The last. Oh, okay. I think I've seen most of Salvation.
I've seen Salvation.
Christian Bale.
Yeah, that was a while.
I haven't
that
seen
was like 10 years ago, too.
A long time ago.
Yeah, and 3 wasn't that good.
I haven't seen the one with Emilia Clarke or...
Yeah, that's Genesis. I haven't seen that one yet either.
But I heard the one where they spoiled
it in the trailer. So I would have saw that if they didn't do that, probably.
Okay, don't need to see the movie now.
Yeah, I know what's going to happen. Yeah, but I'll give it a chance. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters. We'll see.
Yeah, that might be a wait and see. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of what other news and...
we were talking about some of the rumors for the Batman
movie.
movie.
For the Batman.
Yeah, other than that...
I really hope they're not, but...
Batman Beyond?
Yeah,
they're not gonna.
That would be so cool,
It would be awesome. But I'd be fine with Josh Gad as Penguin. Theo Rossi as Bane.
Yeah, that looked like a good pick.
That'd be a good one.
Vanessa Hudgens, we'll see.
As Catwoman, I think she'd be good.
She'd be able to pull it off,
yeah. And see which one they do, too. But
right, yeah, because there's...
I guess whoever... I can't remember who it was that said it, but they, like, had picked Pattinson, like, months in advance.
While ago.
Yeah. Said that he was going to get the role. So...
I don't know. Like, who... How do we get to be one of those people?
We should just start making up fake rumors and see if we could get any of them to...
Just tweet at Boss Logic and be like, hey, throw this out there.
Throw this out there. We might get one.
Maybe. Also, maybe we'll probably talk after this, but I was thinking maybe looking at Spotify, getting on there.
Getting on that one. Yeah.
Then I know a couple more people that'd be like...
Would listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to...
It's on everywhere else.
It's on a bunch of... Yeah. Okay, before we wrap up the episode, we'll look ahead to what's coming up for Tim and Tony. Episode 102, which will be next week, is going to be Con Air with Luch.
Nice. So another movie I get to watch for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll watch it that day, too. It's a good one. And then I'll tell you after, because then we have another idea, but we'll run it past before we announce it.
I'm intrigued now. Mm-hmm. You've piqued my interest, and now you have my attention.
So that's been our show today. Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. Remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mild Manner Movie Review.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony. We are the Dynamic Duo.
Good night.